Good evening, everybody. Tonight we're going to be going over chapter 16. This is going to be more drawing stuff. Last week we did a little bit with drawings, not too much, just some assembly drawings. This week we're going to be focusing more on a specific part drawing, but it's going to be geared around just showing you guys all the different views. This is a really important chapter for the CSWA. The drawing portion of the CSWA is not actually creating drawings. It's typically answering questions about drawings, like multiple choice type questions. And it's usually about the views. So they'll show you some sort of drawing view, and they'll ask you to identify what type of view that is, whether it's a section view or an isometric view or all different kinds of things like that. So go through this chapter, pay attention, try and memorize and learn what the different views are and what they do, and that'll greatly help you, at least for that section on the CSWA. Keep in mind that's not a huge section of the CSWA. The questions on drawings are not a huge portion of the points, but every point counts. So you don't want to miss these, because that means you got to nail all the modeling and all the assembly parts of it. So while this isn't a huge portion, these should be easy points if you pay attention and really make sure you know what the different views are. So what we're going to do is we need to open a new drawing. So you can go to File, New. It's going to be a drawing of the machine block you see here on my screen. So File, New, select Drawing, click OK. They want you to select D, Landscape. They give you a couple other things here, but it's all checked already. So just make sure you pay attention to the directions. They show you that you can adjust the scale. You're not seeing that here on mine. So if you click OK, if you right click on we got to select the machine block first. It'll want me to place a view. I'm just going to hit escape. If you right click on the sheet, you should be able to find properties, maybe under this drop down arrow here. There it is. Or you can change the sheet scale. So they want you to change it to 1 to 2, scale of 1 to 2. Looks like I'm having some graphics issues again. Make sure it's D, Landscape. And then we're going to click Apply Changes. And now it should be a 1 to 2 scale. Let me go out of here real quick. Well, no, we'll leave it like this. Okay, so that's how you make a drawing. Or that's how you open a new drawing. And actually, let me check one more thing on the properties here. They wanted you to select third angle under the type of projection, so that's already selected too. So we're good. We'll click cancel. Okay, the next couple pages are going to have you change the title block. Do that for the homework. I'm not going to cover it now because we did that last week. Over here, so I'm on page 6, 7 now. Over here is the View Palette button. It's the middle one out of the 7 over here. And on the top here, if you click the drop down, you can select the machine block. Give it a second and your views will all pop up here. Okay, so what they want you to do is take the front view. So we're going to drag from here the front view. Now, pay attention to what the pictures look like. If you drew yours on the wrong plane, your front view will be different. You need to make sure you select the correct view, whether it's the front for yours or not. Make sure it's this model you see here. I'll drop that view there. Then once you've placed that, if you move up from there, it'll actually show you the top view. This is a typical orthographic projection here. So we got the top view, and then if you move to the side, you just keep placing them. We'll place the right view. So we've got front, top, right. You could put a left. You can do some angled ones here. Really, wherever you move your cursor off that one. But they just want these 3 for now. So once you've got those, we'll hit escape. Now notice if I drag the original drawing view that I put on there, I can drag it left and right. It moves the top view with it, so they stay in line. And if I move it up and down, the right view moves with it too. So all these lines that are basically the same piece of the part stay in line, and that's how you can create pretty clear drawings out of these. We could have done the isometric view here if I had projected this at an angle, but then it'd be locked on that line there, and that's not what we want. So step 8 on page 6.9, they're going to show you another way to insert new drawing views here. So if you go to the View Layout tab up here and click Model View, select the machine block, double click on it, and then make sure you've selected the isometric view. Then we can go and place this here. And so now this doesn't have to move along this line with the model. We can move it anywhere we want. So we'll just place it about there. We'll start moving things into place where we want them. So make sure this view is selected. You can see the box around it. If it's not selected, just hover over until you see the edge of it and click that. So now we've got the view selected. On the properties here on the left, we can scroll down and select Use Custom Scale and change this to 1:2. Okay. So you'll notice we did select, if I right click here and go to properties, oh, it did not apply. Interesting. Okay, let me see here. Give me 1 second. It should have changed it to a scale of 1:2. I think we're going to be okay without that for now. Let me just make sure we got enough room on the sheet here. Yeah, we should be able to fit everything we want. I'm going to leave it as is. Okay, so that was page 6.9. So now we're going on to page 6.10. Don't see anything here. So we've got our 3 views. Isometric view, we changed the scale of that so that it's half the scale of these 3 that we originally created. I'm not read over page 6.8 or 16.10 and 16.11, talking about breaking the alignment if you don't want these things in line and realigning them. I'm not going to cover that. You guys can read about it. Next, we're going to create a detail view. Okay, so here we've got our standard 3 view. Remember these names. Our standard 3 view, isometric view. We're going to do a detailed view now. So if you go to Insert, we're going to go to Drawing View, and we're going to go to Detail. Okay. So now what you need to do is they want you to sketch a circle. Look at the picture on page 1612. Sketch a circle about how they show it. So we'll go to the Sketch toolbar up here. We've already got circles selected conveniently. We'll zoom in here. It looks like their center point's about there. Not in the middle of these 2 holes, but about there. Go ahead and click and just drag it till it roughly matches what they have. So now we've got our circle, and you can see it automatically creates the detailed view. They place this detailed view off to the side. We'll be able to move it later if we want. And then we're going to change some of the options. So you can see here it labels that detail view A. Here it shows detail A, scale 2:1. This is bigger. That's why a detailed view is going to blow up a small area. So it's basically like a zoomed in view. That way you can see details better that you might not be able to see on the smaller view right here. So the per standard style, they want you to change that to with leader. So we'll select, make sure we got that selected. Right here, the per standard, we're going to change to with leader, or sorry, the style. Change it to with leader. Enable full outline is the next thing they want you to check. So full outline, there's your checkbox, and then click OK. Oh, use a custom scale 1:2, which it already did. There you go. And then click OK. So now we've got our detailed view. You can see it, we put the circle there too, so you could see kind of what we cut. Okay. Next, we're going to create a projected view. So we put our front view here on the drawing. Let's see. put our front view here. Then when we created our standard 3-view, front, top, right, the top and the right views are projections of the front view. So we can actually, you know, I was showing you we could go out to the left or at an angle and it would make those projections. Well, just because we finished placing these and then we exited that doesn't mean we can't still create new projections. So what you want to do is click on the front views border, okay, and then we're going to go to Insert, Drawing View, Projected. You can also go to the view layout, and with this front view selected, click Projected View here. And you can see now we can make those projections. Again, I could put another right view, which you wouldn't really want to do, but you can see this is how I can turn this feature back on to be able to project views. So we'll do the left view. We'll put that to the left side of the front view, right? That makes sense. Just kind of start slowly moving things to get them looking better as we go. So that was page 1613. So we got a detail view now, a new projection, which is the left view. And then we've got our isometric view, and we can move that wherever we want. Page 14, it's going to be creating an auxiliary view. So this is a little bit different. If you'd notice, I did a, oops, let me show you a projection view. So if I do a projection view at an angle, we're seeing basically the isometric view coming off of here. I want to see where my cursor is at on this face. I want that face to be facing straight up. Sort of a weird view, but the idea is that you could see those 3 pockets on it from a normal view. It'll be parallel to the screen. You'll be looking straight on at those pockets, and it would be a nice way to dimension those pockets for somebody to read and understand on a drawing and be able to say machine it. Okay. So what we're going to do here is let's go ahead and move our isometric view out of the way. We're going to select the angled edge on the front view. See that line highlighted in blue there? I'm actually selecting the angled line of the front view. And then what we're going to do is come up here on the view layout toolbar and select auxiliary view. And that's going to create sort of a projection, but you can see that the 3 pockets there facing straight up at us, so we can see them. We're looking at them straight on. So that's your auxiliary view. We got it placed more or less where they want it. And then you know, read the rest at the bottom there. I just want to show you guys how to use the tools tonight. Page 1615, they're going to show you how to do a section view, okay? So let's keep adjusting things just a little bit here. Let's see, maybe actually move that up a little bit. You can see how everything moves together when we do projected views, so it's kind of nice. So we're going to make a section view. We're going to cut the right view here. We're going to make a cut down this, and then we're going to kind of open up the inside, like we're taking apart a hamburger bun or something, right? We're going to break it open so that we can see the inside and what that looks like. So we got the right view here. We'll zoom in a little bit. We can click section view here on our view layout toolbar, or you can find it in our insert drawing view. They're all there too, but this is way quicker. So we'll select, let's see, section view. And then we need to place the section line on the center of the hole on the right. So if you go to the hole here and select it, oh, doesn't look like it. Oh, look over here on your toolbar on your properties here. You can see I've got a horizontal section view going right now. I want to change it to a vertical section view. So we'll select that. We'll click on the center circle there, the center of the circle on the right circle. Click and place that. And we'll click the check mark. And that's going to create a section view for us immediately. We'll place that there to the right of it. And then you can see how it automatically labels it for you too. So you can see we've got C's marked on our line here, on our section line. And then you can see this is the inside of the part. If we had cut it with a knife on that line, and then it labels that section CC, C and C, okay? So that'll create your section view. And then we can go to the front view here that we had before, and we can change some of the properties. So we'll scroll down and we can change the display style. So they want the hidden lines visible. We'll click that. Actually changed it on all of them, which is sort of interesting. Don't think it was actually supposed to change all of them. Let's see if we can change them, the other ones back. Yeah, it looks like it. So it's kind of weird. You'll have to go back and change these. You could probably select a bunch at once. I don't remember the exact issue here. I know it happened last year too, but I'm going to hold control and select all those other ones that I hadn't changed yet, and we'll change those back. So now those are all set on the hidden lines removed, but we're not shading any of them, and then only the front view has the hidden lines showing. So you can see where the different holes are in the part. Okay, and then we're going to create a broken out section view now off of the front view. So what you want to do is go up to the top on the view layout toolbar again and select broken out section. This is going to allow us to kind of cut a chunk out of this front view so that we can see in it better. So instead of seeing these holes as hidden lines, we'll actually see the inside of them. So I selected broken out section. It's going to give us this spline tool here. So what we want to do is just click a bunch of points as we go around here to kind of make our shape, make it look like whatever you want. And it'll smooth those all out together to make a nice smooth shape. That's what the spline does. And then you need to select a depth of 50 here. So we'll select 0.5. And select preview if you want to see what it'll look like. And there you go. That's what it'll look like when it cuts it out. Doesn't need to be exactly like the book. Just get a shape going around here. And then we can click the check mark to accept. And there's your broken out section. So now you can actually see inside and maybe dimension these a little bit or whatever you want to do. Maybe you got a more complex shape in there you want people to be able to see clearly. And then we need to add a cutaway view here. So let me see here. We're going to select model view. We're going to click the next button, the arrow here that's going to select our machine block. We're going to select the isometric view. Under the orientation window here, we're going to select custom scale 1 to 2, and then we're going to place the new isometric view. Place it below the existing one. It's going to be the same thing for now. Oops. What am I doing? Sorry. I'm a little lost. Give me one sec. Yeah, that's what it was. Duh. So we already made our cutaway section view. This is not a tool. Select your second isometric view that you put here. And we're actually over here on the drawing view window going to change the reference configuration. I've been using the medium one for this. That's your standard one that you made. Don't forget you have a long and a short. We're going to select the cutaway view. This is the one where there you go, cut that big section out of it. But just note that you can change this to all the different versions of this model that we made. So you want to select the long or short or the suppressed one. But for now, they want the cutaway view. So you can display your different configurations too if you want. We'll click the check mark. Just remember, for any of these, if you ever want to pull up the properties, just select the drawing. And it's all right there. You can change whatever you want. Okay. The only other thing I think here that they want you to do is add the crosshatch. So what you can do is we're going to go in here, zoom in on the cutaway section. I'm going to select the of the model. Let's see. On the annotation tab, that's where you can select the area hatch. Let me see, where's that? There you go, area hatch and fill. Select that. And then they want you to modify some of the settings here on the hatch and fill. So there's all kinds of things you can change. Wants you to clear the, let's see, clear the material crosshatch checkbox. So I won't lie, I'm missing it. Okay, well, I can change this here. For the hatch pattern, select ANSI 38. Looks like that's for aluminum. The scale here, we're going to change to 1.5. You can see a preview of it appearing above. And for the angle, we're going to select 0 and apply changes immediately. I'm not seeing the clear the material crosshatch checkbox. Oh, here we go. I see it in the book. I'm not seeing it on mine. I'll just ignore that. We'll click the check mark, and then your crosshatch appears on your part. So again, I just held control and selected these 3 surfaces here where the cut was made. And then we selected the area hatch and fill, and then changed the properties to match what you see in the book. So that should be it. So you've got all your different views here on one. Feel free to move them around until they look the way you want. Maybe just so they're spaced nicely and look nice on the sheet. The better you know, in the real world, the better you make something like this look, the easier it is for somebody else to come in and be able to use your drawings and actually make something of them, and to do it efficiently too. Okay, that's a big thing in my job, at least, is you don't want to give people poor work instructions. Poor work instructions mean that parts don't get made as fast. You don't get as many parts made in a day. And the less parts you make in a day, the less money that you can make, because you may not be filling your customers' orders and all that kind of stuff. So I could go on a huge tangent on this, but nice, clean, clear drawings are very important. So big takeaways from tonight are to know the names of these different types of views and what they look like and what they do and how to use them. If you can name what each of these types of views are without looking up at the top on the view layout toolbar, then you'll be pretty set for this section on the CSWA. Helps. Feel free to contact me with any questions. As you know, I'm always available on Wednesdays from 5 to 9. So please feel free to reach out to me so that I can help you. Hope this helped, and hope you guys have a great night. Take care.